Arzua. Day 38. It's a little bit overcast, which is going to be nice for hiking. We may even have to put a little long sleeve on this morning. The Camino begins.
Cheese or sausage?
The fly kit. Kind of a noisy Santiago that away. 39 kilometers. I think we can do it. Did it.
We're so close.
39 clicks, man.
12 miles today, 12 miles tomorrow.
Something to be said about a standard kind of American style hotel. The air conditioner works, it's got good Wi-Fi, the rooms are large, relatively quiet in terms of walls and people above you. You know, predictable. When you're out and about in the community, you just don't know what you're gonna get and how noisy it is. So I can't say that it's a bad idea. It's a different idea. So Melissa did well with getting, and I'm gonna highly recommend that you get a room that faces to the back of the unit or to the property, not on the street, because it's loud.
There wasn't anything to look at anyway.
Wasn't anything to look at. Just an ugly street.
It's not a cute town.
Yeah, but it's cute because in the back we could open up the window. There was no noise.
You could see the hills.
Yeah, you could actually see the hills. It's a much more better visual. But now it's that property. But again, I would always request to try to get an inner courtyard, the back of it, not the street view. That's the best recommendation. So we don't have a lot left to do. I was going to call my son Emerson yesterday. Melissa says, "Oh man, don't do it. Wait till today, Saturday." And so like almost 1 o'clock he calls.
Just about asleep.
Yeah, 1 o'clock, which is probably about 5:30 his time. So I thought that was serendipitous. Heard the phone vibrating and I checked and it was him. So we were connecting. All right, here's the town. You need to get a stamp.
These people are already.
Huh?
These people are already lined up.
Oh, boy, it's actually kind of cute. Uh-huh. Hola, amigos. Are you waiting to get in? Espera para entrar. Para entrar. Se abre a la una. Boy, temprano llegamos aquí. Suerte. Bien camino, amigos. Oh boy, it's a nice looking place, Melissa. I mean, those are your early birds.
Yeah.
So those are early birds. So they're already at the albergue. And it's, what, not even 11 o'clock. So actually the old town is kind of cute. I mean, it's actually, I mean, quite frankly, some of these albergues are nicely situated. Like they're nice looking buildings.
Yeah, they are, but they're just bunk beds. You know,
I know.
that, so quit talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of them where they're really cool buildings. But
Yeah, see, this isn't so bad.
You don't want to stay in bunkers.
It's like that other place, Saria, that we stayed.
It has
One little street. I mean, the old town is kind of cute, and there's just like tons of these.
Then you'll get one of these hotels that, you know,
Tons of these.
got this character.
You get to the outskirts of the city, and it's just farmland. Something about that is. Kind of a, just outside of town, it's really a magnificent little forest environment. Bosque. That's the town. We're probably what, 15, 18, 20 minutes. I like it that it opens up to this countryside. Not too busy. 2 days to Santiago. Well, the problem with it being so pretty and lovely rolling hills, we actually have to go up and down a lot of those hills. So it's a bit of a reward to get up here. But there's a price to be paid to get the view. Cute little
Bird here.
Oop. Probably what, 50 minutes into the hike.
Little break.
Well, are you ready for it? Well, I don't know if I like the music and the radio. Yeah, that's true.
Noise.
Yeah. Well, 5 minutes into today's hike, and we just go through some really cute little towns. Boy, when I talked about these guys do put in gardens. I also see people planting oranges, and so I'm assuming that here it's more semi-tropical, less freezes if they get a freeze at all. If you got oranges, that means that they're susceptible to freeze, so it's probably much more temperate temperature in the winter time. Almost looks like the Greek flag. There's a lot of folks. You know how that story ended. Not that well for Red Riding Hood. I forgot whatever happened.
Well, she and the grandma got rid of the because she discovered his disguise. Ran him off.
It was odd. I have to say that I think there's something about the Meseta that I really liked. Can't quite put
Part of it. That's part of it. Mike's been stewing for 15 years or so, and to think that I'm about to finish it, I don't know. It's a little bit like these are the last few days of your life, and what would that be like, you know?
I
don't know.
I had one part of my path today where there was nobody ahead of me as far as I
Yeah.
could see, and I heard nobody behind
those
me.
are nice.
And I just
Camino's yours.
You know, it's unusual because every other time
Yeah.
there was somebody nearby, and
Yeah.
so I just walked and walked, and I thought, if I were to die, this would be this would be a good place to do it. And the only thing that would be missing is having my family around me, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's
it had to be the end.
you know,
I mean,
that's a rather grim thinking.
But I think part of it, I know for me, some of this is about, I had one of my very good friends passed away right before we came here.
yeah.
And so some of it
I
has
should
been
ask
about,
permission. I'm gonna, Melissa, can I, is it okay if I film you indirectly? Okay, because she's opening up and this is good to, I mean,
Well, I was going to say, so some of it, because she's my age, it's different than when I lost my parents.
Yes.
It's really brought up
Yeah.
a lot of my own, you know, the finiteness of one's life, and that really it's just a vapor.
Yeah.
And then how she kind of like, She had cancer, so it was imminent. She knew she was gonna die.
She's 50 years old.
Yeah, 51, and you know, how did she let go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
and then how do you let your own life go? You know,
Yeah.
just to be able to live in the moment and know that this is, I don't know.
Well,
Those
the
are some
fact
of the
that you
thoughts
had that
I
thought about this would be a perfect place to die.
Well, and
It's
I was
interesting.
trying to think what made me even think about passing is, and I think it's because just a little prior to that, there had been a Camino marker, and many people had put flowers there
Because somebody
and
had died.
remembrances, and it reminded me of remembrances of people that
Who-
have come. And I had a flower that I had picked, and so I put it up there, and I thought of my sister, my youngest sister, Laura, who passed away a couple years ago, and I just kind of said a little prayer, you know,
Yeah.
for her.
Yeah.
And then I think that's why that thought came to
Yeah.
mind, because I was in a quiet space in it and allowed those kinds of things
And
to
that you're, and
percolate.
there is that peacefulness that maybe it's, because I've had a percolating, maybe it's not so hard, maybe it's not so bad. Like maybe this isn't Jerusalem. Maybe there is something that's, we think this is it. You know, we think that this is so great. You know, I don't know. Thoughts of the Camino.
Now, is there a reason that do you have an intention with your Camino? From
Actually, that's why you should make, because I have one remaining sister living.
out of
and
how many?
she- out of,
How many?
3 sisters and 1 brother.
Oh, 3
so-
sisters, 2
well,
sisters.
I
Okay,
have
one
only,
sister.
only one
Living.
sibling remaining.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, your brother
Yeah.
died also.
Yes.
Okay, so your sister's.
She's the last one.
Yeah.
So, and both our, our parents have passed away, and so she invited me to join her husband and his sister on this trip. And so I took that opportunity because I just had this kind of sense, of don't let opportunities pass.
Yeah.
And so then you might wonder, well, what are you doing here by yourself?
Oh, wait a minute. So they,
And they bailed on you.
She fell yesterday.
Oh no.
Not on the trail, but she fell that sheriff. It was the strangest thing. It was the weird
In the
random
hotel,
accident
we've
in the
met
hotel.
several of these that fell in the bathroom, and I'm like,
And she fell on her knee, and she was trying to walk today, but on all the downhills, it was bothering her. So her husband,
Okay,
went
so
out.
so they did come with you on the
yes.
Camino,
Yes, they did.
and then they got knocked out.
And then they got knocked out, at least for a short while.
And then you for yourself must complete
Yeah.
your journey.
Yeah, my husband is doing a separate journey that I wouldn't have the endurance to keep up with. He left May 9th
April.
to ride his bicycle from
He's turning.
Olympia, Washington, from our driveway essentially,
Shoot.
to New York.
No
and
boy.
Then turn right, join Route 66
Oh, boy.
and back.
Oh my
And then
God.
October
Okay.
3rd or something, I'm going to drive down to San Francisco and join him for our annual event at the Hardly Strictly Bluegrass Festival. So
Holy
now
moly.
that's
a big
bike
one.
meaning bicycle. Or
bicycle.
Oh,
He's going across the country and back, and then en route to Route 66 and ending up in San
On a
Francisco.
bicycle.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, he's crazy. He
Boy.
sent me
Okay, that's-
yesterday. He was in Bismarck, North Dakota, and he had his personal best day as far as number of miles
Shoot.
bicycled. He'd done 131 miles.
Oh yeah. See, that's the male thing. Look how many miles I can do.
Well, I mean, that's more than he usually had been averaging about 60 miles a day. But he had the wind in his back, and he just kind of felt like continuing to go. Good
Well,
weather, and he just
like the
carried on.
flat plains of the Midwest or something.
The
Exactly.
things that we
Boy.
do as humans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
He's having a good time though, so that's
well,
cool.
the Camino is not recommended to have those type of, okay, let's do, 25
And
miles.
it's not kind of a power through kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
although
No.
one of the guys that was in our group kind of expressed that to me about, well, I just decided I'm going to power through, and for me it's just a
Power through
it's a
meaning
different-
like on this Camino?
Like power through on this Camino.
On
And to me, it's a
see,
meander through and think about it and observe everything around
Yes,
me. That's just kind of the way I
It's
enjoy
more
it.
emotional and spiritual, I think.
Well, I think there's
Okay, everybody gets to do it their own way.
Yeah.
I think there's a psychology. It's almost like if you go to a psychologist and you sit and he makes you comfortable or she makes you comfortable, and then you're able to speak because you're in a very comfortable place. I think the Camino, by the repetitive footwork that you're doing, this rhythmic motion, it's almost like listening to waterfalls. It puts you in this rhythmic, and then it puts you into that pensive part of the brain
Right.
where you start processing things.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, to think there's
Yeah.
something to that.
Yeah.
Well, for that reason, I got 3 boys, and I'll take them walking. And Melissa calls it a walk and a talk. So it's a way to connect, but so you don't have that moment of silence where you're not doing anything while you're walking. And so if you have silence, you're still walking.
You're still walking, and
Yeah.
you're not staring each other in the eyeballs.
And
They
it's staring-
want you to say something.
Right, and then you kind of monkey it up. So
Yeah.
I think the Camino's, it's a bit like that. Now, where are you staying?
I've got it on my phone.
You got to,
I've got I got a casa pension,
Like
something
private
like
room,
that.
private
yeah.
It's a hotel of some sort.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you chose not to stay in Albuquerque's.
Actually, because it was a group tour that was organized through my sister's church.
Uh-huh.
They had a Camino Ways or something like this set up the
Okay.
arrangement.
Which is a travel agency in
of
Spain.
sorts, yeah.
Okay, so and they're are they private accommodations more or less?
Private accommodations? No, a lot of them are hotels, like
Yes.
3 to 4 star hotels.
Yes.
Although some of them say pensions in the
Pension.
table, or
Yeah.
pensions, or
Yes.
casa or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, we're doing it the same way more or less. Yeah, we've only stayed in Albuquerque when we didn't have a choice.
What is an albergue?
It's communal.
It's like a
Door.
hostel.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
same. It's really the same.
Yeah. We got relegated to one of those actually
Yeah.
the first night because there was
Nothing else.
nothing else available.
Yeah. See.
in the town.
Yeah, and then you realize that
It's
this
like,
isn't.
there is a difference.
Well, you know what? If you're 20, it's okay.
That's
You know.
exactly what I said. If I were with, if I were a young
Young buck.
group of people, it'd be
camp,
cool.
like your
But at my
going
age,
to
I
camp.
want my own bathroom, so I don't want
Yeah.
to disturb people, and I'm going to be up and down during the night.
No, I just want my
own.
I just want my own privacy.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. No, that. Well, and also I like what one guy said. He said, "You know what? I'm making room for somebody else to stay in Albuquerque by staying in
I
the
like
hotel
that.
because I could afford to stay in a hotel. I'm making room for somebody else who
Leaving a bed
maybe,
for somebody else.
yeah. So I like that.
Fast mind is a sick mind. A slow mind is a sound mind. And a still mind is divine.
Boy, that's
So if we can just in this